Hello, my name is Sideshow Overwatch, and I'm here with Derrek Overwatch as we get ready to look and watch and play some VALORANT at NA LCQ. What's going on, Derrek? How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing excellently. What's going on with the OW at the end of your name? I mean, why is that persisted?
I've yet to change it because like it's where I came from. You know, I just want to rep. I want to rep a dying game, but might change it soon. We'll see. We'll see how we do after this tournament. I don't know.
Okay, I like that. I've got a theory to share with you as well. Vansili, I don't know whether you're aware, but Vansili you're his favorite team. I mean, he loves it. And his theory is that you deliberately made Rise full Vietnamese American. I don't know whether that's the case. How did this version of the roster come to be where everybody just, I don't know, is it a coincidence?
It is a hugely coincidence. So before I was added onto the team, the only Vietnamese descendants were Shanks, Poised, and Neptune. I was added with the addition of Calypso. And then that was 4 of us being Vietnamese Calypso. And then stuff happened. Calypso was dropped. And then we're thinking we need a controller player. Who's the best controller player? We remember Dignitas, Brimstone, Superman. Yeah. And he's Vietnamese too. So.
But it just happened to fall into place. All right, pretty good. And now you're repping it, and you've got Vansili along as a fan anyway. Yeah. I want to ask you some questions about the road to get here, because the last time we saw you guys, I can't even remember what the tournament was called. It was like Challengers Finals for Berlin or something like that. Yeah. So the nomenclature is terrible. But one of the awesome things that your team managed to do was take a map off Sentinels, right? That was the opening game, I believe, and you were able to do that. Did that just fill you full of confidence going in? Did you expect that kind of result?
So it was actually game 2. Game 1 we kind of got destroyed. Game 1 was Breeze, and we got 13-3, I believe. We don't play Breeze, but and then going into it, we're like the Sentinels. You know, they're obviously the best team in the world. To take a map off them or even win the match would be huge. But yeah, definitely taking that. I think we took. Was it Ascent? It was Ascent. Yeah, we took off Ascent, and going into map 3, we were very confident. We were like, man, it would do a lot for us if we actually took map 3. But they're bind. They were playing their game. We weren't on ours. Yeah.
Are you a very confidence-driven team? I know that a lot of the narrative around Rise is dictated, I think, mostly because of Shanks. Yeah. That he's a really loud character, he's wild on stream, and so people translate that and they're like, oh, these guys are crazy, they just fight everything. What I've noticed is your team's relatively like methodical in terms of how you actually approach the game. Yeah. You aren't crazy, swinging everything, going for all of these wild plays. So what's the atmosphere like internally, like within the comm structure when you're going into these high-pressure moments?
So a huge part of the methodical part is all thanks to Poised, our RGL. He's had a lot of CS experience. He's a very reactionary IGL. He likes to, he actually gets into the mind of like a lot of these teams, and like you could see it on our split. Our split is like one of our best maps, and we just will hit sites where literally no one is on the site because we play the round so well. But in games wise, I think Shanks is one of the most hype teammates I've ever had. Yeah. Underrated though, Neptune by far. Like he screams, and he'll like if you check our comps, like he's up there with them too. But I'd say me, Superman, and Poise usually stay pretty mellow to balance things out.
What was the situation like as you managed to qualify over TSM for LCQ? I know that the community is always so hard behind TSM because they have just been in the game for so long and have this enormous fan base, and they've got big names, that kind of stuff. And so to be the team that ended up kicking them out of here, and the fact that they no longer have a last chance in 2021, you took that away from them. What was that moment like?
Really, 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 it is surreal. I was like, you know, I grew up watching TSM like play LCS. I was like, wow. And after we won, we were like, wow, we really like made a name for ourselves here. I remember the last few moments, like everyone was just screaming, and like we were like, wow, we did it. I feel like before we even played the match, we knew we were gonna win. It was just a matter of closing the game out.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot of the kind of Dignitas core that has ended up coming into Rise, they enjoy playing against TSM. Like they feel like they have a good read on how to beat them.
Yeah. I was actually about to say something about that. Yeah, they are very confident about playing against TSM. I don't know what it is, but Poise, when he plays against TSM, it's like we're a totally different animal. I don't know what it is, but yeah.
Do you have any other teams at the tournament where it's like that, where you just know if you get into a game with them, you feel hyper confident you're going to be able to beat them?
I'd say TSM is probably the only team. Yeah. Okay. Everyone else is like, it's like we just play our game, react to what they're doing, and yeah, confidence.
What do you feel about the competition? Your route through the tournament at the moment, you're going to be matching up early on against FaZe. They really are like a wild team to play against as well. Yeah, definitely a wildcard pick. What do you feel about the route, the opponents you've got? Who do you think are your biggest threats as you would go through?
FaZe is definitely a wild card because they're obviously a very confidence-driven team. They will take all the aim fights they can. So that match alone is going to be tough. We just got to slow them down, I think, and we'll be fine. And then we have to play the winner of V1 and Cloud9.
Yes.
Yeah. So we've been Cloud9 before they changed their roster. V1 we haven't played at all. I'm pretty confident playing against both of those teams. I mean, really it comes down to Xset being our kryptonite the past 2 times we played them. And I think Xset is really the only team I'm worried about.
Well, let me just talk for a moment about FaZe, though, because the last time we saw you 2-0'd them the first time you played, and then the second time, they knocked you out of the bracket, I believe, with a 1-2 game. So they're clearly a pretty big swing. I think one of the maps was like 13-3 the first time you played against them or something. So what happened there? Why were you so easily able to dismiss them the first time you played in the bracket, and then they ended up beating you the second time around in a much closer match?
I think really it comes down to there was no videos of us like playing as a team yet. We studied them. We saw what their common things were, and then after we beat them, I'm sure that they did their research. Maybe it was a better day for them. We weren't hitting our shots as well. I think that came down to it. Yeah.
What do you think is the crucial factor in making sure that you get the first time around, the demolition of FaZe rather than the close loss? What do you think is crucial coming into your first game of the tournament here at LCQ?
Be in our game, make sure they can't get those solo pushes down, because if you leave any gaps, they will just walk down. You know, Corey loves to do that. And I think we just got to be confident. We can't let them just take space for free. Yeah.
All right, well, good luck with that. I wish you all the best, and I'm excited to see the first round played. So thank you. Yeah, thanks for joining me for this interview. We'll see you later.